Thank you for stopping by again if you watched the last video, and if not, welcome to my channel. For those that don't know, I've just started a couple of basic lessons in Python to help my 10-year-old son who wants to learn with his goal of being a NASA engineer as he grows up. So he wants to learn to code, and as I'm away a bit with work, this is probably the best way that I can teach him and maybe help someone else as I go along. So today's second lesson will just be about expressions, what they are and how we use them. So if we start in the Python shell here, if we just type in a simple instruction, let's type in 5 plus 5. And you can see that Python has correctly evaluated at the 10. So what we've got here is we've got an expression. So an expression is made up of values, which are the 5s, and it's made up of operators. So the operator in this case is plus, but it could also be 10 minus 5. So in this case your operator is minus, and it'll give us 5. So again, just to reiterate that, so an expression is made up of values, which is numbers, and also an operator, which can be addition, subtraction. We can do multiplication, so we could do 5 multiplied by 5. Notice that I've used the asterisk here, it gives us 25. We could do division, which would be 25 divided by 5, and it gives us 5. So you notice how this has given us 5.0. Well, that's known as a floating point, or a float, and this is 25, so you see there's no point, so this is an integer, just a whole number. But I'll do a separate lesson on data types later on. So the one thing to know about expressions is that it will always calculate it down to a single form. For example, if I was to do 2 plus 2, and I was to multiply that, say, by 2, it'll always give us back in single form, gives back the number 8. Another thing to be aware of is that Python follows a specific structure. So for those who haven't come across this before, it follows what's called PEMDAS. So you've got parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition and subtraction. So if you look at this coolmaths.com, and it has an example, so it has 6 minus 5 minus 3 plus 10. So you can see that it does whatever's in the brackets first, that's in the parentheses, and then we'll then go ahead and do the subtraction and then the addition. So if I was to type that into our Python program, I would expect that to come out with the same answer, so we should get 14. So let's just give it a go and see. So we've got 6 minus 5 minus 3, and then that's plus 10. You can see Python has correctly worked that out as 14. So if I was to type in 6 minus 5 minus 3 plus 10, we should get a completely different answer, which we do. So the order on which you place things is quite important in these expressions as well. Of course, those are simple maths. You can do all sorts of other maths. You can do power, so if you have to go 2 to the power of 2, so you just do this, and it'll correctly give us 4. And what about if I wanted to do square root? So we go SQRT and type in a number, so let's type in 81, and we got an error. So Python is in fact able to do this, but it needs help, so we need help from another module. Again, we'll go over this in later tutorials where we'll talk about modules and how we get them, but just to show you, we could import a math module here, and now if I type math dot square root of 81, and if I'm correct, it should give us 9, which it does. So that's it, quite straightforward. So just the key thing to take away is that an expression is made up of values and operators. I've shown you some of the basic operators. There is many more, and we will go over them as time goes on, as we need them. But for now, for the basics, just remember your addition, your subtraction, multiplication, your powers, and your division, and that's all you need for now. It can even help you with your homework, so if you're stuck with your homework, or you're wanting to check if you got the right answer and I'm not there, so you can easily just type it into this and it'll give you the right answer. As always, if you have any questions or anything you want to know, Alex can ask me in person when I see him, but everyone else can just leave a comment below and I'll try my best to explain and get back to everyone. Thanks a lot for stopping by.